Hey guys, Ben here, just finishing up reviewing your swing to work on some things that I think we can work on. Let's go ahead and get started here. So when we do evals, we work from the ground up and talk in regards to our stance. Stance looks in really good shape. Your knees are inside of your feet. You're nice and balanced. Your hands are in a good launch position. Your barrel's in a good spot. Your eyes are where they should be. You have good posture. Um, Everything looks in pretty good shape right here in regards to your setup. Now let's go into some certain parts of your swing, and the next area that we analyze is your land foot. So let's go ahead and get to that point. One thing that sticks out right away is we need to work on our our bottom hand. And what happens is we want to really begin to cast. And what I mean by that is as I go to swing, you can see that your hands push back and this bottom arm locks on them. And what's happening here is that's going to make us what we call casting. So it's going to make us not short to the ball, it's going to make us long to the ball. So ideally, we want to be short to it and long through it. So at this point of our swing, you basically want to take this knob and you want to take it towards the pitcher. You want to take it right to the knob till right about middle of your chest. And then what you want to do from that point is you want to begin to really release the barrel to stay through the ball a long time. So you want to be short to it, we call it A to B, and then long through it, which is B to C. And we really want to snap our hands not over, but snap our hands through by releasing the barrel. But we can't do that when we're casting. So what's happening is, if I kind of take this video back and forth, you can see that there's a good little bend in my elbow here, and a good little bend in my arm, and you want to try to keep that. That's going to keep us short to the ball, but the second that bottom arm begins to lock on me, then it begins to make us cast. And you can see as I go to swing, that arm is now locked, almost like a golf swing. And that's going to take away tremendous power. It's going to make us very slow to the ball on faster pitching. It's going to make us late. The other thing I noticed too is you notice this front foot is beginning to open up on me a little bit. And opens up my front hip. So make sure when you stride right now that foot is not pointed towards this wall, that foot is pointed towards this wall, your heel. So don't have your heel when you land ready to swing. Don't have it pointed over here, have it pointed over there. The other thing you'll notice too as I go to swing, it's a little bit blurred, but you can see that your hands begin to drop when I do the casting. So when you go to swing, your hands drop too low, and then I'm going to be underneath the baseball. So right now, your arm is completely locked, and that's going to make us long to the ball. So what we need to do is we need to do the one-handed drill, and I'm going to show your coaches on this, but basically take a really light bat, and you're going to rest it on your shoulders with one hand, and you're going to work on wiffle balls or soft toss, and you're just going to take your knob, and you're going to just take it to the ball and actually throw your hands. Feel like you're throwing your hands at the pitcher, and that's going to get your knob and barrel to start working together, where you can start being short to the ball and being long through it, but not pushing enough where you're going to be too much knob, and you don't want to lead too much with your knob. You just want to start with your knob, but once it reaches towards your belly button, then you got to release that barrel, have it go through, and that's going to make just a huge difference in regards to our swing. You can see that we're not getting enough lower half involved because that front foot opens up, and that cast, we don't have a lot of authority into the ball. Another thing at finish, you got to make sure that this front knee is not bent like that. It's very important to have this to be bent and this to be nice and firm. So you can see right there that your front side is your knees bent, and that's again going to take away power. So when you get the contact here, you're okay, and then after contact you kind of bend it more. So if your timing's off, you might have it bent at contact. So something just work on here is just work off the tee of being really violent and aggressive on the lower half, getting into the baseball, but we got to get you short. We got to get you short to the ball because that's going to make just a huge difference in regards to your swing as I go forward here with your mechanics. Again, your balance and your stance is in pretty good shape here. We just got to work on just having it to where you can really work on being short to the ball and having it to where your hands and your lower half work a lot better together here. So going into another swing here, You can see that first motion of that arm just wants to lock out on here. As you push your hands back, at this point it's completely locked out. Your hands begin to drop on me. That's another reason when our hands lock out, our hands begin to drop. At this point of our swing, you really want your hands to be up in this area and have a nice little bend in our arm, so then I can work this direction when I'm hitting. But what happens now is our hands begin to drop and our arm is straight, so that makes us go this direction, which is the opposite of what we want for hitting. You can see that we get underneath the ball, the hands turned over on us. Begin to bend that knee a little bit. Make sure that that knee doesn't get bent. The other thing you'll see is when you go to step, that front hip really opens up on you. So watch this foot here, that heel, because right now that heel is facing over here again. And again, when that heel is facing this way, that means we're going to use all arms when I swing. Instead of having your face and heel over to be towards this wall, you want to hit against a closed, firm front side. So we need to fix your front foot. We need to fix your casting, where you're going to be short to the ball, and both of those things are going to make a huge difference. That's going to enable you to be really aggressive with your lower half and be violent into the baseball. It's going to make a huge difference. So those are the things that we need to work on heavily, and it will make an awesome difference in your swing, and look forward to your next eval.